Welcome to Sweden, the largest Scandinavian and Nordic countries in both area and population, the land of midnight sun and meatballs. The thing about Sweden is that you have at least one thing in your home that is Swedish. Have you heard of IKEA? Capital and the largest city is Stockholm with a population of 1 million people. It is not like any other capital. It is a city of islands. The city sits on 14 islands and connected by 57 bridges. Stockholm also holds the title for the cleanest and greenest capital. Speaking of clean, look at the flag. The design is simple and clean. This blue and yellow beauty isn't just a flag. It is an ultimate Swedish accessory. Do you know the story behind this snazzy flag? Well, legend has it, it was King Eric IX had a vision in the 12th century. He looked up the sky and saw a golden cross glowing against the blue sky and thought, hey, that would be a great flag. Just like that, the flag was born. The blue represents the skies and the lake, while the yellow cross is a nod to the golden wheat field and famously elusive Swedish sunshine. Are you ready to dive into the wonders of Sweden? You are in the right place. Before we embark on this Nordic adventure, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It is like getting a front row seat to all things Sweden. Geography, culture, history, food and economy. Trust me, you will want to come along this ride. Now, let's get started. Sweden is a member of European Union. They made this decision after much careful consideration, discussions, and probably some fika breaks. Sweden finally joined European Union in 1995. But when it came to adapting Euro, they politely said, thanks, but no thanks. You see, Swedish are pretty attached to their corona. It is like their favorite old sweater, cozy, reliable, and not something that they are eager to swap out. In 2003, Sweden held a referendum to decide whether they want to adapt the euro. The results, majority of them voted to keep the krona.
Geography!
Sweden's geography is like a Scandinavian smorgasbord. There's a little bit of everything. Sweden also has great neighbors. To the west, its mountainous neighbor Norway. To the east, the friendly Finland across the Gulf of Bothnia. And to the south, across the Ocean Strait, is Denmark with a bridge connecting the two countries. Sweden isn't just big, it is beautiful. Take a journey through the Mediterranean and you will see everything from the rugged mountains of the Scandinavian range to the thousands of lakes that sparkles like sequin. Sweden is basically a one giant outdoor playground where lakes, forests and fjords all get together and show their amazing beauty. In the south, you got Skåne, where the landscape is as flat as a pancake, perfect for farming and growing these famous Swedish potatoes. Meanwhile, up north in Lapland, reindeers outnumber people and the northern light dances across the sky like they are at all-night rave. It is the land of extremes, where the sun doesn't set for weeks in the summer and barely rises over the horizon in winter. The land gets wild as the forests get dense. Even the moose need GPS to find their way home. In the west, Scandinavian Mountains rises like the nature's version of IKEA furniture, tall, solid and surprisingly easy to navigate. Head to east and you will find the Swedish interior dominated by the dense forest. These are the lungs of Europe. And you will wonder where everyone is. They are probably picking some berry or try not to get lost in this endless forest. Oh, let's not forget the coastline. Over 3,200 kilometers of it, with sandy beaches in the south to the rugged cliff in the west. Sweden's shoreline has it all. It is like Mother Nature's masterpiece, full of twist and turn, and over 200,000 islands sprinkled along the way. The most important is Stockholm Archipelago, a paradise of 30,000 islands. Yes, you heard me right, 30,000 islands. But only 12 make the capital. Then there is Gotland, the largest Swedish island, sitting pretty in the Baltic Sea. Gotland landscape is straight out of a fairy tale with limestone cliff, medieval ruins and beautiful beaches that make you forget you are still in Sweden, not just some tropical paradise. Sweden is long, stretches out vertically about 1500 kilometers from top to bottom. Because of this, the climate ranges from mild coastal breezes in the south to serious winter wonderland up north. Sweden's geography is like the one friend who caught everything. Stunning, varied and always ready for adventure. Now, let's venture into
history!
Let's start the history back in 8th century, the Viking era, when Scandinavia was bustling with these fierce bearded warriors in longship. But don't worry, these guys aren't about looting. They are traders exploring far off lands. They laid the groundwork for Sweden's trade network. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. Sweden got a bit more civilized, or at least they have swapped their helmet for crowns. Welcome to the era of kings and their castles. Gustav Vasa, the father of modern Sweden. This guy wasn't just any king. He kicked out of Danish and started a Vasa dynasty. Under his rule, Sweden broke away from Kalmar Union, a Scandinavian political experiment that was kind of like a dysfunctional family. Gustav turned Sweden into an independent nation in 1523. Now, hold on to your helmet because here comes the Swedish Empire. Yep, in the 17th century, Sweden wasn't just about IKEA and meatballs. Back then, Sweden was a major European power. Think of it like Napoleon of the North, but with more snow and less baguettes. Under the kings like Gustavus Adolphus, Sweden stormed through the Europe, winning battles and adding territories like they were collecting stamps. And they weren't just brass, they were brain too. The Sweden brought Lutheran Protestantism into the mix, making religion just as serious as the battle. The Age of Enlightenment. After the Empire's day, Sweden decided to chill out, figuratively and literally. In the 18th century brought the Age of Enlightenment, where Swedes traded their swords for science. Carl Linnaeus, the guy who basically invented botany by naming all the plants. Let's not forget Andrew Celsius, who made the winter feel colder by giving them a unit. Thanks, Andrew. As an engineer, I really do appreciate your contribution. These are just the two. As the world raced into industrial revolution, Sweden kept pace. Factories, railways, and of course, Nobel's dynamite. Sweden also became famous for staying out of trouble. World wars, they said, nah, we will sit those out, not for us. Sweden embraced neutrality like a comfy blanket, focusing on creating cool brands like IKEA, Volvo and ABBA. Really, who needs world domination when you can dominate every single household, right? Modern Sweden, a land where traditions meet innovation. Today, Sweden is known for its incredible quality of life, progressive values, and contribution to technology, music, and environment. From Spotify's to sustainability, Swedes are rocking on the world stage. From Viking to Volvo and empire to environmentalism, Sweden's history is fascinating. But do you know what makes Sweden alluring?
People and culture!
Swedes are cool as winters and warm as freshly baked cinnamon bun. With population of about 10 million, Swedes have mastered the art of living life in balance. Most of them are Scandinavian descent, but in recent decades it has become home to people from all over the world, contributing to the vibrant cultural mosaic and some troubles. The blend of backgrounds and ethnicity is reflected in everything from food to festivals. The official language is Swedish. It is smooth as a Volvo ride and melodic as ABBA's tune. Most Swedes speak English like a pro. As for religion, it is personal and often practiced quietly. While the majority identify with Church of Sweden, the society is very inclusive. Swedes are famous for being lagom, means just right, not too much, not too little, perfectly balanced. Kinda like a Goldilocks, but with much more sense of style. This is the sense of balance that keeps Sweden running like a well-oiled Volvo. Whether it is in their work ethics, social life, or even in traffic queues, yes, Swedes like to queue like a pro, orderly, patient, with no cutting in line ever. They have got things called Alamarsen. I think I'm butchering the name, but it means right to roam. It's like a VIP pass to nature. People can wander, hike, picnic just about anywhere for free. No park fees, camping fees, nothing. Nature belongs to everyone. That's what Swedes believe. So after the hike, what do you eat? Köttbullar, Swedish meatball. These little bites of joy are so loved. They could be an official national snack. Served with creamy gravy and a side of mashed potatoes, they are basically culinary equivalent to a hug from a grandma. Do you know IKEA sells around 1 billion, yes, billion with a B, meatballs every year? Next on the menu is smorgasbord. It is not just a meal, it is an experience. Imagine a buffet where herring meets salmon and everything is served with a pickled goodness. It is like a food festival for your palate. For dessert, you can't miss the Swedish cinnamon bun. The sweet spicy rolls are so scrumptious. Swedes know their way around kitchen. But do you know what else they know? How to celebrate. Their festivals are vibrant as the Northern Light and just as magical. Midsummer Festival, a celebration so joyful, it is practically a national holiday. St. Lucia's Day, celebrated on December 13th, is a Swedish way of bringing some light into the darkest time of the year. The procession of people dressed in white with candlelight singing beautiful carols. It is enchanting as it sounds. And let's not forget the Gothenburg Film Festival, Swedish answer to Hollywood glamour. It is a week-long celebration of cinema where you can catch the latest film from around the world and spot some stars. It is a red carpet event minus the paparazzi. Finally, for a little bit of winter magic, there is a Kiruna Snow Festival. If you ever wanted to see ice sculptures that look like they belong in the fairy tale, this is the place. Sculptors from around the globe gather to create this stunning snow and ice art. It is beautiful, isn't it? Swedish festivals are all about having fun, making memories, and celebrating life with a touch of Nordic fare. Do you know how Swedes make all this possible?
Economy!
Sweden's economy is one of the strongest in Europe, thanks to long-term policies and global approach. They were pretty smart to create a mix of innovative tech-savvy businesses and some seriously efficient companies. The GDP is like the supercharged Swedish meatball, big, beefy and well-seasoned. When it comes to industries, it is like a Swiss Army knife, versatile and efficient. The country is famous for its tech-savvy and home to some big-name companies like Volvo, Spotify and Ericsson. They are busy making cars, phones, furniture and all the tech that keep the world ticking. Sweden exports some seriously cool stuff like high-tech gadgets, furniture that are more organized than most of the closets. And of course, those irresistible Swedish meatball. They even export cultural goodies like ABBA, proof that Swedes know how to share the best with the world. So that is Sweden, a country where traditions meet innovation in the most beautiful way, where you will stroll through the ancient forest, enjoying a fika by the sea or marveling at the cutting-edge tech. Sweden is the place that is dynamic as it is serene. Before you sail into the Swedish sunset, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just now, hit it if you haven't already. Just like Sweden, our channel is full of surprise. Subscribe now so we can explore more together. Trust me, you won't want to miss what is coming up. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.